Hello friends, today I'm going to talk about and review the PITATA Smart Whiteboard. Now what is PITATA Smart Whiteboard? Now consider a scenario. You're on a stage performing. You call a spectator on stage, you hand them a whiteboard and a marker and you ask them to draw something they are comfortable drawing, something that comes to their mind, and they start drawing. Okay, now once they are done, you ask them to keep the board with them throughout the time. You take another board or a notebook, you take a pen and you start drawing something. You look into their eyes, trying to get what they are thinking, then you start drawing. And once you're done, you cap the pen back and you ask them, on the count of 3, we're going to turn both our drawings together. 1, 2, and 3. Both the drawings match. All right, now consider another scenario. You call a spectator on the stage and you give them the whiteboard and a pen. You ask them to think of a person they would like to meet, a celebrity they would like to meet. Okay, and you ask them to write that name of the celebrity on that whiteboard and keep the board with them. You look into their eyes for a while, you take a pen and a paper, and while looking into their eyes, you write down something. And you ask them for the very first time, what is the name of the person you're thinking about? They call out the name, show the board to the audience, and when you turn around and show your notebook, you have written the exact same person's name on the notebook that they thought of. Amazing mentalism effect, right? So that's what, and there are much more things that you can do with the PITATA whiteboard. So basically, it's a whiteboard that gives you real-time information. All right, so that's what PITATA Smart Whiteboard is. So basically, it's an electronic device. It's an electronic whiteboard which sends you information real-time, and you can have the information and you can reveal the information however you want. What I said was just as a small example. You can customize your show however you want. You can have it reveal any information they write, anything they write, you just know it at the same time. Okay, so now let's dive into it deeper. And I have been using this for the last 1.5 years or somewhere around 2 years, and this video will be a deep dive into it. Now if you haven't purchased it yet, this video is for you, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you advices, I'm going to give you everything that I have learned performing this for 2 years, the modifications I have done, the advancements that the app has done, advancements the team has done to the app, and a lot of things that will make your life a lot easier when you are performing with the PITATA whiteboard. So without any further ado, let's start. Now, what's inside the box? This is the box that you get. A nice packaging, a big packaging, but a nice packaging. And the moment I open it, I can see the link to the tutorial and the password. If you put in the link and the password, it will guide you to the tutorial, how to set this up, what exactly this is, what things to take care of, and everything. All right. And the next thing I see is the main unit, that is the whiteboard. So this is what the whiteboard looks like. I have written down something over there because I have been performing this for around 2 years. So this is quite worn out and used, but the thing that you will be getting will be brand new. Okay. Now over here, that's the switch. That's a small magnet. You learn all about this in the tutorial. So this is the place where they can write. Now the next thing you will find here is the pen that's here. This is the pen. The nib is not there. I'll tell you why it's not there in some time. So this is the pen. The pen is also an electronic device. Okay. Now we have a wireless charger. There you go. Then we have the accessories, that is the tips to the pen, a few things to do something to the pen, to modify the pen, the charger, the charging cable, and also a converter so that you can convert the charger to a C-type. And this is everything that you have in this pouch. You get a bunch of the tips which will last you for a long time. Okay, So this is the accessories, this is the charger, this is the pen, and that's the actual whiteboard that we'll be giving to your audience to write something on. Now, design, build, and quality. This is perfectly solid and it looks and feels and even weighs just like a regular whiteboard. It's very light, although it has a lot of the technical stuff inside the battery and everything, but still there are no visible openings anywhere on the board. Okay, so that's what the board looks like. And design, build, and quality, it's perfectly solid and there's nothing to find over there. Perfectly solid whiteboard, just like it should be. The pen is also looks perfectly normal. You can, although you can modify it by putting stickers around, but it is a perfectly normal looking, harmless looking pen. The nibs, the tips of the Sharpie pen are also perfect. So I'll just take one out and show them to you. So this is an unused one. It goes inside the tip of the pen, and I'll show you a used one which I'm still using. This has ink on it. So this is the one that goes inside the pen. There you go. It just goes inside the pen just like that. Okay, so that's all that you get along with the package. Now the pen is charged via the C-type modification that's at the back side of it. So you are supplied with some covers to cover the charging port, okay, so that it is not visible to the audience. It looks perfectly normal and everything is covered, okay, and no one is looking at it. No one looks at the while writing. No one looks at the pen and see if there is any stickers or anything on it. So it looks perfectly well, and it hides just in plain sight, just like that. So talking about the battery life is good. It's really good because I do, my show runs around for 45 to 60 minutes, so I keep my board switched on throughout the time. So and I haven't faced any issue yet. I haven't faced any issue with the battery of the pen or with the board. Although there are ways you can keep it switched off till it's the time of your performance. So basically there are different ways. What I use is I use a playing card which has a switch at the back, the switch that is used to keep it in a sleep mode, so that as soon as you remove the switch, it immediately connects with the app and you get the information. So I just keep it on the board just like that, and whenever I want, I just remove it and it is immediately paired with the app. So that's one thing that you can do. Suggestion, advice. So yeah, I'll keep on giving a lot of those in between so that it will be easier for you to make a choice of if that is feasible for you or not. Of course, that's a very simple way that I have explained. There is a Facebook group. There is a Facebook group with a lot of users of PITATA devices, and you will find a lot of information over there. Just like I have customized the accessories and the props that I have with me. For example, in order to have the orientation correct, so what I did was I have written down something over here so that they only hold the board like this and not like this. So there are other modifications as well. For example, the one that I just mentioned, regarding the switch. And there is also modifications regarding the pen, the nib, because you have to put an external nib in the pen. You have to ink it from time to time. I'll talk about this in some time, but there are a lot of wonderful ideas shared on the Facebook group. So once you purchase it, you'll have an access to the Facebook group where you will get a lot of resources and information from the existing users. Just like I give you some information, there are a lot of people who share information over there. So it's a wonderful help. Now, regarding the functionality of the app and the information that you get. So basically you get a real-time information from the board to the PITATA app. Now, initially there was the PITATA app, but later on they upgraded it to the Pitata Pro app, which is really nice and easy to use, and there are a lot of functionalities in the Pitata app. So basically you get real-time information from the pad to the app. The app is also there in the Apple Watch, so that if you're performing and you do not want to access your phone, what you can do is you can have the app loaded on your Apple Watch and you can take a look over there. There is also integrations with Picksmith and other uh, other applications like Inject, and I think Inject and Hydra is there. I'm not sure about Wikitest, but maybe. Yeah. So basically there are integrations that you can use to have your information not on your phone but somewhere else, like the Apple Watch or Peaksmith or something like that. Okay, now customizations on the app are also there. You can customize the various uh, stroke length, like the width of the writing to suit your requirement, and there are a bunch of other things. Let me just think, because mostly I use only the information part from there. I haven't customized the app much because there was no need for me to. But Inject was a very wonderful thing that they had. They also have a audio peak. For example, if you have a earphone in your ear or a hidden device from where you can hear something, whatever you write is called out by the app. So whatever they write is recognized by the application and called out by the application. So if you have an earphone connected, you can easily get the information in your ear and you do not even have to take a peek. So that is one of the wonderful things that the application does. So yeah, those were the few things that were important to mention: the peak, the audio peak, the stroke length, and yes, you can also store whatever they have written. So there's a memory function also there in the app, so that you can have multiple people write something on it and you can take a peek on your phone one at a time of all the information that you get. Okay, so everything is explained in the tutorial, so it won't be very difficult for you. And yes, integration with the Pitata ecosystem. So for example, you have the Pitata watch, okay, and you give them this, give the audience this board, and you ask them to write a time, and that is connected to the watch, and the time is set on the watch. It is connected to almost all the other Pitata devices, which I've heard, because I don't have any other Pitata device. I do have this, but I am on the Facebook group, so I have seen a lot of the Pitata devices getting connected through this. So if you have a bunch of Pitata devices, you can ask them to write something over here, and the same input is sent to the other Pitata devices. For example, the keychain, or for example, I think they recently launched a keychain. There is the watch and the inversion board, and much more. Now, what has been my experience since the last 2 years? The experience have varied a lot, because initially it was kind of a learning curve, because I had to experience. Now in this case, you guys are lucky because you won't face the things that I have faced, because I have done a lot of modifications and a lot of learning with this whiteboard. Although it is a very simple device, but there are a lot of things that you need to take care of. For example, the writing area. So not recently, I figured out the writing area is somewhere around the center. So what I usually do is draw a box right over here where the writing area is, so that they draw only where the writing area is, because initially I had to face a lot of issue, because the people sometimes they wrote over here or here and I did not get the P. So this is the writing area. So the way you can figure out is take the pen and just start tapping it wherever you get the info. That's where the writing area is. Okay, now that's one point. Second point was, it's a silly point, but I used to get confused with the side. Okay, so One side is for the charging. Yes, I forgot about the charging. It's a wireless charging. You just need to place it on the surface, and there is a particular point where you need to put the charger. Now, regarding the side, although it is mentioned in the tutorial that how to figure out where the writing side is. For example, there's a rivet over there. If the rivet is on your right side, that's the writing side. But during performances, these small things tend to get out of your head. So there has been a lot of times where I handled the board like this. So what I have done is I have written down a kind of an instruction kind of a thing. It has two purposes. One is it has the right orientation. When the audience writes something, they hold it at the right orientation. And the second thing is I know this is where they have to write. Okay, so that's one of the tips that I wanted to give you. Third tip is something that I learned a very hard way. Okay, so what happened was I had the pen, and what you need to do is PITATA, they have the electronics inside, and which is why they do not have ink preloaded inside, because the ink might damage the electronics. So what they have done is they have included tips of Sharpie, which you can insert inside after it is inked, of course. And once it's done, and you can start writing. And the ink, since there is no ink reservoir, it's just the tip that holds the ink, and you have to keep it inked constantly. So what I used to do is, I know it's a stupid mistake, and it's just my mistake, but what I used to do is I used to put the tip inside first, then I used to just take the ink refills, the drops, and I used to put drops just like that on top of it. So what happened was the internal mechanism got damaged, either because of that or because I pushed it far too much. Remember, you do not have to push it far too much, and the tutorial explains it really very well. And maybe I put too much ink through the dropper directly on the tip of the pen, so the electronic inside got either dislodged or damaged or something, and the pen was not functioning properly. But luckily, when I messaged PITATA, they told me that my pen is under warranty, and they immediately sent me a new pen, and told me to be careful with the inking the nib. So yeah, that was a mistake that I did, but hats off to them. They immediately sent me a new pen, which is working perfectly fine. Now the workaround for that is, although there are a lot of amazing workarounds in the Facebook group, what I found out is, so what I do is now I take small containers like this filled with ink, and there are 2 or 3 nibs inside, and the lid is locked. Now the nibs are always inked and ready to use. Moment before the show, what I do is I take a pair of tweezers, I just take the nib out and slowly insert it to the pen, and the pen is ready to go. So, and from that point onwards, the pen has been functioning properly. And once the show is done, when I come home, I just take the nib out and put it back in this, and it is always ready to go. So that's one of the interesting things that you can try as well. So these are very small containers that you can find online, or you can use something similar to that. Even the canisters, small canisters, we used to have to store the reels of camera, that works as well. Or you can use anything that works for you. Make sure it is airtight, or it doesn't leak in your bag, otherwise it will everything will be ruined in your bag. So that's one of the ways that you can store the nib of the pen, so that you don't over ink your pen and ruin the electronics inside. Okay, so that's another tip that I wanted to mention. And yeah, that's it. That's all about it. The way the pen works is, the pen is usually is not active just to store the battery, so that you store the charge, and it gets active automatically as soon as the pen touches the board, because it has a pressure sensor inside it. I think so. That's how it works, because as soon as you start writing, the pen gets activated, and once you're done, the pen again gets deactivated. That's a wonderful feature. Although there are other devices in the market where which works in an entirely different technology, and I hope someday Pitata starts using those, because I think that's much more convenient, and instead of loading the constantly the nib and all, so that would be much more convenient. But yeah, so this works as well perfectly and fine, and I have been using this since a long time, so I am quite happy with this. So my experience overall with Pitata Smart Whiteboard is really very nice. I use it in all my performances. And yeah, one more suggestion is you will find a carrying bag on their website in the accessories section, and they have a lot of accessories. Like if you run out of the nibs, the tips of the pen, you'll find them. If you run out of, if your charger stops working, you'll find chargers. If you want a Sharpie style pen, you can purchase it from there. Or if you want a pen style, for example, you don't want to use this as a whiteboard, instead you clip it with some few pieces of paper, you can work like that as well. And if you want a pen for that, they have launched a pen version of it as well. Initially I used to carry the entire box, but that was a bit bulkier. So what I did was, by the way, you'll find this on their website as well, I think. But what I did was I got this. This is a tablet bag where you can easily carry your Pitata device. It is ideally used for carrying tablets, but I use this to carry my Pitata device. The charger goes over here. The wireless charger goes inside this, and then the pen goes inside this pocket, and I am good to go. This goes inside my bag, and that's all that I need. So yeah, you can keep all those points in mind so that it will be easier for you to carry, and regarding the maintenance as well, to maintain your prop once you buy it. Now, like I always say, electronic devices have batteries inside, and batteries have a certain lifetime. So you have to keep them maintained and not let them die prematurely. So how to do that is you have to constantly keep them charged. So for example, you haven't been using your device for quite a while, then just charge it to the full and just keep it. And when you have a show, just charge it for a few minutes, and you are good to go. And again, if you have a gap between your shows, just make sure your device is charged and the battery doesn't die out. Because if the battery frequently dies out, the life of the battery is affected a lot, and your device might get damaged or something like that. The battery might go dead, and after that you have to contact them for a replacement. So better take care of your devices and the battery by constantly keeping them charged, not overfilling them with ink. Make sure you handle your devices very, very carefully and responsibly. Now, talking about the group, I had already mentioned there is a wonderful group of users where they share a lot of ideas. Like the ideas that I mentioned, those were my ideas, but there are also a lot of other ideas which you will find helpful in the group, and it is constantly updated. The app is constantly updated. It is easy to use. It is reliable, and I'm having fun with it, and I'm sure you will too. Now, the pros and cons. Pros and cons would be the pros. There are a lot of pros with this device because when I bought it, I was constantly looking for a perfect drawing duplication, and I used to do a lot of forces or a lot of other methods. Even previously I had mentioned a wonderful wonderful and organic peak device that I used to use, but I was also looking for a real-time peak device, and this is what I found at that time, and this has been helping me throughout my performances. So yeah, so pros, there are a lot of pros. This gives you information real time. It can be adapted to any performances, be it drawing duplication, be it mind reading, or be it taking any kind of information. For example, you ask them to write their PIN number, their phone password, and you immediately know what that is. So yeah, so pros are a lot. The app is really good. The pen is really good. So the only cons that I can think about is, but but yeah, so that will be applicable to almost all the peak devices in the market, is the writing area. But if you are aware of the writing area, you can narrow down your spectator to that limit. And see, mostly people, they write in the center, but there might be some cases where people might write something at the bottom, because it will depend on your performances, okay, and also the audience. So that you need to take, that can be taken care of by just drawing a square or a circle in the middle. And the second con is the inking of the way you ink the pen. So if you do not take care of it, the electronics might get ruined. So I already covered that previously, how you can take care of the inking of the nib. So that, yeah, that's the only con that I can think of. Otherwise, everything is good. The range is good. It connects through Bluetooth to your app and also to your watch and also to other devices like the Peaksmith, and there are a lot of integrations like Inject, Wikitest. I'm not sure. We need to check that. Inject is there, then Hydra is there, and so on. So yeah, so almost a lot of pros than cons. So who is this for? Like I always say, this is obviously for mentalists. And if as a magician you want to add a wonderful piece of mentalism, so this will be a powerful tool for you. I'm sure you will love it, and I'm sure you'll have a lot of fun with it. I have had a lot of fun with it in a variety of scenarios. Like, see, this is not only for stage performances. I have done this for podcasts, I've done this for TV channels, and I have done this for even close-ups. Close-ups, like depending on the scenario that I had, I have also done this for close-up. So yeah, so scenario wise, you can widely use it. It's a versatile tool. So my final thoughts would be, this is a wonderful tool. This is a powerful tool that you can find, because imagine the perspective from the audience. They are just writing it down, and you know what that is. You're not looking anywhere, you're not peeking anywhere, for the audience, of course. So just by the action of taking the notebook, you are peeking at it, but you're not peeking at what they are doing. So that's very important. This looks just like a normal whiteboard. It looks very harmless. This goes out during your performance, of course. Don't worry about this. This looks really harmless. This feels really harmless, just like a regular whiteboard. And yeah, so it's a lovely prop. Okay, there is one more thing that I forgot to mention. There's one more modification that I have done, and you'll also get that, because they have thought of everything. You will also get that on their website. What I did was, I have put a sticker, whiteboard sticker, on this pad, so that if it somehow gets dirty someday, I can just peel it off and put another sticker over here. Although you can find this on their website as well. So yeah, so I would suggest you to, if you like this review, if you like whatever I have said, and if you think this is for you, then I would suggest you to get it. And this is highly recommended, because this is a powerful tool, and this comes at a budget. This comes at a reasonable budget, and this has lasted me for 2 years, and I'm sure there is a lot of juice in this to last some more, hopefully a lot more. So yeah, so battery wise, this is really good. Performance wise, this is really good. Range wise, this is really good. So till now, I have been having a lot of fun with it. This has been helping me a lot in my shows. So I would suggest you to get it. Highly recommended for you to get the PITATA Smart Whiteboard. They do have a wide range of products. Like, for example, if you do not want the PITATA Whiteboard, if you want a notebook version of it, that's there as well. If you want a smaller clipboard style device which works the same, you can get that. If you want a bigger clipboard size board, you can get that as well. There are a wide range of Peak devices. There are a wide range of other devices. They have recently launched a very interesting device which looks like a blackboard, and it shows amazing predictions, which is known as the inversion board. There are a lot of other things. There is a watch, prediction watch. So a lot more innovative products on their website, which is this. You can buy it from here or from your nearest distributor, magic distributor. Okay, so I hope you like this video. If you like this video, give this a thumbs up. If this video helped you in making a decision to buy amazing products like this, give this a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click on the subscribe button that's right over here and the bell button beside it so that you do not miss any updates from my channel. Your subscription is my motivation to bring out amazing reviews like this. And I hope you are liking my videos because I can see very few people are subscribing. You are watching the video, but you're not subscribing. Please, please, please subscribe. And I'll see you again in the next. Bye-bye.